information is not provided, we are guided. I will personally keep a very close eye on this one.
This casts a lot of doubt on your receiver of revenue report, Governor, because if collections are not banked, and if collections are not supported by schedule, then we are not sure that it was only 512 million that was collected in Kitui in the financial year. Auditor General, please insist on that, and this matter remains unresolved, and in your audit, make sure that you get that accountability and visibility of collections for streets. And if they don't provide it, just report back. Then we can recommend very, very strong sanctions against the county. Honorable members, may we proceed? I think we have dealt with all the issues that were in the receiver of revenue report. And the next matter, OAG, were variances between IFMIS and financial statements. Through their written responses, were we able to resolve that?
Chair, that is an ongoing reconciliation with the National Treasury.
But it was not captured here in the report. Clerks, did we make a recommendation on that?
No, it was marked as resolved by the OAG.
So how was it resolved, OAG, if it is ongoing? Because resolved means that they've gone in, they've cleaned up the data and the financial statements and IFMIS tie. Was it resolved?
I really don't think it was resolved because I know it's an ongoing issue with the National Treasury.
Because the entity has not responded to it.
They did respond, but we found that it's work in progress.
So we keep this in view?
Yeah.
So this one, even though it was not part of a recommendation, but it is emerging that it has not been satisfactorily dealt with, keep it in view, Auditor General to report. Pending bills.
Thank you, Chair. The next issue is on pending accounts payables of 861,319,545. I want to confirm that we've been given a schedule, and these transactions, they relate to the financial year 2024-2025. Once we get the financial statements, we are going to audit. So currently...
Auditor, I think it would be neat just to read the finding. Just read it, then you can explain.
All right. And I read, pending accounts payables, it's under emphasis of matter. Annexes 2 and 4 to the financial statements on analysis of pending accounts payables reflect a balance of Kenya shillings 835,868,265 and Kenya shillings 25,451,280 for pending accounts payables, that is suppliers and other pending accounts payables respectively, totaling Kenya shillings 861,319,545, which were not settled as at 30th June 2024. Although management in the response indicated that they were unable to settle the bills during the year, since June disbursements totaling Kenya shillings 866 million was not received from the National Treasury, no evidence was provided to confirm that the bills were settled as a first charge in the subsequent year. Failure to settle bills during the year to which they relate distorts the financial statements and adversely affects the budgetary provisions for the subsequent year as they form the first charge. My opinion is not modified in respect of this matter. Thank you,
On
Chair.
pending accounts payables, the recommendation of the committee were pursuant to a resolution of the House on settling of pending bills. It's a fairly lengthy recommendation, so we will just take note of what is in writing. What action has the Governor taken? Governor?
Without reading, I can read, but...
Your response is shorter than our recommendation, so just read.
Yeah, the County Executive of Kitui prepared a payment plan for the pending bills of amounting to 829,918,625 after adjusting for bills which had been paid and submitted the plan to the Controller of Budget. This plan was part of the attachment to the responses submitted to the Senate earlier. The County and I'm reading the report, the management status report. That's where I'm reading from, not the original response. So the second para there is the county executive has been implementing the payment plan for pending bills, which outline the payment proposal to clear outstanding bills by the end of this financial year, which is 2024-2025. The county government paid a total of 682,677,006 as at 30th June 2025, comprising of Kenya shillings 561,701, 531 development bills and 120,965,474 shillings for recurrent bills. The outstanding balance to date is 147,251,619 and 3 shillings. The amount has been budgeted in the current budget, that is 2025-2026 financial year, and the principle of ensuring that pending bills are the first charge to our budget, particularly development budget, will be adhered to. And this is a huge improvement, Mr. Chairman, I'm sure you'll agree, even when you compare the 147 counties. We found pending bills of over 2.5 billion. And we have really, and courtesy advice and guidance from the Senate. Thank you.
I saw the chief officer trying to clap for the governor.
No, we don't clap in Parliament. We shall throw you out. Auditor General, is it a fact that only 147 million from that year remain unsettled?
Chair, we can only confirm once we get the financial statements and we audit the transactions for this particular year. Thank you.
So, Auditor, also, we have zero tolerance for outstanding statutory remittances. Zero tolerance. Unless we are talking of some delayed, maybe 1 month of delayed salaries. But if you are going to find that there are deductions made from employees, for example, here there's a total of 11 million as pending staff payables, we must have zero tolerance to county governments owing employees because statutory deductions have already been deducted and cannot be remitted, or even pension contributions. Now, Governor, out of the 2-point-something billion, were they mostly civil works and services, or there were also statutory contributions? I'm not seeing, I've gone through your schedule, I'm not seeing much from KRA. Have you sorted out your pensions?
Actually, all our pension obligations have been addressed. In other words, paid, we pay on time. But KRA, we had a case with them, and we've since agreed there's a balance of about 242 million, which we'll pay. And that is accruing from 2018-2019.
Does it form part of the stock that has been reported here? Does it form part of the 829?
No, but I saw
Why?
those figures. We had the figures. I don't know the Accountant General. You have those figures which indicates we have resolved matters with KRI from, I think, was it 2.5 billion to now is 142 million. Because, you know, they do a lot of estimation over the years, but we engage them, and I think we have reached that point. Are you able to speak to that, Father?
Yes.
Yeah, can you do that? Can you get a microphone?
Governor, allow me to give directions.
Yeah.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. We had an issue of an assessment by KRA, which was amounting to a principal of about 1.4 billion. And we objected the assessment, and we were given an opportunity at the Tax Appeals Tribunal to go and resolve with KRA. And we have agreed, we have reconciled the assessment, and what is outstanding is 143 million, which we are about now to sign the agreement so that we can start settling.
Auditor General, how do we get visibility on those things without them having to explain? The 1.46 billion demand, what should it be treated as? Is it a contingent liability, or would it be, where would it be captured if someone was just looking at these financial statements? Where would be the disclosure?
It should be under the contingent liability.
Was it reported as such?
Chair, let me confirm.
The preparers of the financial statements are here. Could you point us to where you disclosed the 1.4 billion contingent liability?
Yeah, Accountant General, are you able to do that?
Because financial statements should speak for themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Proceed.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Chair. Chair, we had not disclosed the 2.5 billion, although it was an issue of under dispute.
What is your understanding of contingent liabilities?
A liability that can go either way. Whether you pay, you can be, once the issue is resolved, you can be, it can become a liability on your side, or it can be, okay, it can go without having to burden you with the liability because you have not been found to be liable.
Is there a requirement to disclose those kind of liabilities under IPSAS?
And other disclosures under the cash basis.
Are you the preparer of these financial statements? Who signed off these financial statements?
I have signed.
So, is that 1.4 billion a contingent liability worth disclosing?
Yes, it is.
Was it disclosed?
It wasn't disclosed.
So were your financial statements representative of the true state of affairs in Kitui? What's the ISPAC number? I think that you must know.
17969.
You're in good standing?
Yes.
If you do not disclose 1.4 billion, a potential liability facing the county, that is 10% of your total revenues, isn't it?
Yes.
You have a 13 billion budget. 10%.
10%.
Is that fair reporting of the state of affairs of the entity, Governor? If you are called upon to pay 1.4 billion, would you be able to offer any services in Kitui?
I agree, we will be in a lot of problems, but part of the reason why maybe it was not disclosed is because it was a matter which was under consideration by the tax tribunal.
But you've disclosed other matters here that are still active in court.
Yeah, I'm saying
You have disclosed 362 million as outstanding court cases. What about the matter that was still under discussion?
Yeah, I'm just saying, probably, I'm not committing myself why it was not disclosed, because I agree with you, it needs to be shown. But I think because it was...
Governor, don't excuse your officers. He's a member of the institute. He knows what IPSAS requires. He has done half the job by disclosing the court cases, but left out a very material figure of 1.4 billion. And I think as a professional, he understands what I'm talking about. And the question is why we should not report him to ISPAC for professional negligence.
Maybe, Chair, what he should be telling us is why he did not find over 1 billion Kenya shillings material enough to disclose. Because even if it's a matter that time and reviewed by a tribunal, what would have stopped you from disclosing and putting there an addendum that this matter is disputed, this figure is disputed? I mean, what was the explanation? Why did you not find it necessary to disclose?
I did not just omit it because it was not material, but because it was something that we had objected and we are following it up under the Tax Appeals Tribunal. But we reported the matters which are in court.
But you understand our concern?
Yeah, I understand.
As a CPA.
I understand.
Yeah, so that was an omission of very material disclosure.
I agree.
So it means that the 829 million was not representative of the full debt the county owed, because that KRA, which is very material, was out of it. So when you say you're remaining with a balance of 147, does it include the 143 due to KRA after the assessment?
I don't think it does.
Meaning
but I stand corrected.
It's almost 300 million outstanding.
But it isn't.
It doesn't include the 142 that we have to sign agreement with the KRA.
So it means your actual is about 290 million.
Yeah.
I also don't see anything Lab Trust CPF, because I doubt there's any county that has resolved historical pension contributions. Is it the case, Governor, that in Kitui the pension arrears from defunct municipalities and councils have been resolved in Kitui and the balance is zero?
Yeah, that is the position, as I know it. We've received a number of trophies for being one of the counties which really have resolved matters with those pension funds.
So you can confirm.
But let me hear from the controller or accounts controller.
Yeah, because let's distinguish between historical and current.
Yeah,
there's a current from 2013 going onwards,
yeah.
But then the historical from the many entities that formed Kitui.
Yeah.
Is it your position that you owe Lab Trust, Lab Fund, CPF, whatever, nothing for those historical periods?
Yeah, let the controller of the...
Who's the controller?
The controller who has just been speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we have reconciled our accounts with the CPF. The only bit that we have not agreed on is the accrued interest on the arrears. But we have paid all the outstanding principal. That one we did, I think, in 2022. We have also paid the outstanding for Love Fund, which was accrued from 2013 to date.
Is there demand from these bodies of a particular interest amount that has been communicated to you?
Yeah, from Love Fund.
How much is it?
Okay, the last demand that they raised was about 60 million for the period from the defunct local authorities to date.
And what is your position on it? Shouldn't it be disclosed if it's a demand on the organization?
Yeah, we will be disclosing it in this financial year's report.
Surely a fisherman cannot teach you how to keep books of accounts. That's basic disclosure. Auditor General, you must also ask these questions, because then the governor is proudly saying only 147 million is due, but there's a 142 million, there's a 60 million. So that's why we are telling the CEO not to clap.
So what are you planning to do with the 60 million? Because I think Makueni had a very innovative way of dealing with it. Maybe you can ask the governor. Do you intend to pay that 60 million?
Do you intend to honor it?
Yeah, if it is confirmed that we are owing, we'll pay it. We will pay it. We believe in paying our debts, even if it's to the pension funds.
But it needs to be somewhere in your books.
I agree, Chair.
Otherwise, the governor who takes over after you, because you are not running again, it could be Governor Wambua. Governor Wambua, you will arrive and you'll find there's 1.4 billion KRA, 60 million LAP fund. Then you'll call this guy a thief because it was not disclosed. You see, that's a risk, Governor. So do the right thing so that even your successors have visibility on the true state of affairs.
I pray that should that happen and I appear before you, then you will take note that I was also pushing for the payment.
We shall have no mercy.